I used to watch a lot of the Colbert Report when I was in college. Or the Colbert Report. Yeah.
Silent T.
It's a silent T. It's a soft
French.
T. It's so French.
Both words? Colbert Report?
That was the play on words.
Yeah.
His name is Colbert.
I think his actual name is Stephen Colbert, but Colbert sounds...
I would change it to Colbert.
I would, obviously.
My name is Colbert.
But I used to be obsessed with that show in college. Oh my God. I would watch the Colbert Report and the Daily Show just nonstop in college. And I had a big thing for Stephen Colbert. Like, only when he was on the Colbert Report. Now that he's on the Late Show or whatever, he's just become so soft. I don't know. It's all just so PG. I don't know. I liked his saucy political commentary, but it got me thinking of who I would boink, marry, kill. I'm sorry. Kiss, hold hands with, marry, kill. All right. For late night talk show hosts. So I have a whole list in my head and I want to hear all y'all's.
Okay.
All right. My main boinks / kiss / go and get afternoon tea with in a romantic setting.
Afternoon delight.
I mean, whatever we decide how the date goes. First is Trevor Noah. I am obsessed with Trevor Noah.
I think that's probably a popular opinion.
I think so. I read his book it's an autobiography. It's hilarious. It's sad. It's tragic. He's amazing. Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart can still get it. Absolutely. Whew. Okay. But my number one, and my husband knows this too. He says all the time on his show that he looks like a bird, and I'm kind of into it. John Oliver.
He does look like a bird.
That's why he voiced Zazu on Lion King.
Oh, yeah.
But I love John Oliver. So I'll save my marries and kills because I want to first go around and hear all of our kisses.
Oh, man. That's tough because I feel like there's not a lot of hotties in late night.
Amen. John Oliver isn't a, quote, hottie per se.
I would probably go with Seth Meyers. I think out of all of them, he's probably the cutest and closest to my age, probably. So I'll go with him.
I'd kiss Chelsea Handler.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
She's kissable.
She's kissable. Yeah, I'm attracted to her. She's a little weird about it.
I mean, okay. Don't get me wrong. I don't watch a lot of late night talk show because I am asleep by 8:30 every single night. But just from going off social media and the videos that I see just from their little bits from their show, I would kiss Jimmy Fallon.
He's gonna smoochable.
I could see. Hey, Nicole Kidman wanted to kiss Jimmy Fallon at one point in time.
Did.
Maybe it's a Nicole thing.
Hey.
All right. Now we get to some romance after we're done with our kissing and boinking and all that good stuff. Marry, because kissing and boinking doesn't happen in marriage. Which late night talk show host would you marry? Mine was Samantha Bee. I love her. We can get married and just travel the world together and take down the patriarchy and be hilarious at the same time.
I could see that for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love that. I love that for you.
I love that journey for me.
This is super easy for me because he's been like my hero and idol since I was like 11 years old. So if I'm going to like share my life with a person, it would be Conan O'Brien.
Oh, he'd be a great husband.
I don't think anybody on the planet makes me laugh harder than Conan O'Brien. And being able to tour, like go around the world to all the different countries like he does with Conan Without Borders, I could just imagine traveling with him and how ridiculous and funny it would be. So
he has such great hair, too.
I'd become Haley O'Brien in a minute.
Haley O'Brien. I like it. You married to that French fry dipped in ketchup. I'm here for it, girl.
I'd marry, what's his name? Trevor Noah.
Oh, you'd marry Trevor, but I'm boinking him. Love triangle.
Yeah, I mean, he's a smart guy. I feel like
as long as he goes home with that,
we can share him.
I would, once again, don't watch a lot of late night talk show.
Yeah, me either.
But, I would marry Jimmy Kimmel just because I love his segment when he's like interviewing kids and the whole Halloween candy segment when the parents eat the Halloween candy on not on
that's
accident. They don't
so
eat it, but they
funny.
pretend that they eat it. And the kids, so all just because of that segment, I would marry him.
And mean tweets, celebrity mean tweets.
Yes.
All right. Now we get violent, as we often do here on Pop Culture Junkie Podcast.
We do love violence.
We do love violence, don't we? Who are we going to kill? I feel like we might all have the same one.
I mean, I don't know. If I'm going to marry Conan O'Brien, who do you think I'm going to kill? It's pretty obvious.
I'm going to kill James Corden. He pelvic thrusts. He annoys me. He was in Cats. He could die.
You don't like carpool karaoke?
He was in Cats.
Listen, the Gaga episode, but only because Gaga was there. He's
Fair.
just so overrated and irritating. Please don't sue us, James Corden. We don't really want to kill you.
Come at me, bro.
Let's fight, man. Catch me outside.
Yeah, I'd kill Jay Leno.
I guess I'd pick Jimmy Fallon. I think he's the most recent to
Is
be
it-
annoying.
While Nicole's kissing him.
It's okay. I'm killing the person he's kissing. I'm killing Chelsea.
Oh my gosh. You guys are like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but like against each other.
Oh my God.
Murderous
So,
spouses.
I'm sleeping with Trevor Noah. Well, you're married to him.
It's a game of Clue.
These are the days of our lives.
This is getting so soapy, and I'm so here for it.
Coming in hot from Olympus Games in Mesa, Arizona.
It's the Pop Culture Junkie Podcast.
Welcome to another wild, wonderful, wacky episode of Pop Culture Junkie Podcast, where we talk about what's hip and happening in pop culture. I am Shauna Trinidad, your hostess with the mostest. Well, I have two other hostesses who also have mostesses, and a host with the most. Anyway,
We have the most love to give to everyone in the world.
all of us have the most. All of us are here for it. Everybody introduce yourselves.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Hayley.
I'm Alex.
Thank you for joining us this week. How's it going, y'all? How's your week been?
It's been busy, but good.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd say about the same.
I feel that. I sound like I
Have been screaming
been
at
screaming.
a AFI concert.
Oh God, I wish, man. Okay, come January, that will be the case because I do have tickets. But I am just exhausted about my first house. Shout out.
Woo, woo.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. So it's been a
Holla,
lot of
holla,
moving
holla.
and painting and light sleep. So hence crackle voice. It's kind of hot though, right?
It's good. Yeah, it's like Phoebe's sexy voice on
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear how it sounds on tape.
Yeah. It adds an air of intrigue to
What are you guys all into?
Well, not that. Oh my gosh. That was like large Marge on.
Yeah. Let me just flick this cigarette and we can get to our poppets and droppets. So our pop it and drop it segment, we all talk about what we watched this week. If we like it, we pop it. If we hated it, we drop it. We ain't quite sure. We hot potato it between our little gentle palms. Who wants to go first?
Just paw it back
Just
and
paw it back and forth like a cat, just playing with a little piece of tinsel.
Oh, shoot. I will go first. I had the awesome privilege of getting to go see Hamilton at ASU
Oh, cool.
Gammage.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I had never seen it, live in person. I watched it on Disney Plus when it came out last year, and that was the first time I had ever seen it. I didn't even know very much about it prior to that. I wasn't like a Hamilton stan or anything.
Same, yeah.
But I fell in love with it after watching it on Disney Plus. I was like, oh crap, I get what the hype is about now. And so I was really excited, but the tickets are so expensive. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to go. And a friend of mine came through and gave me an early birthday present and took me with her. So
Nice.
it was super
Look at you,
awesome.
with loved ones.
Yeah. It was fantastic. We were like 14th row right in the dead center of the
Nice.
stage. It was
That's
awesome.
so cool.
Where was
So
this at?
ASU Grady Gammage.
Okay.
It was
Arizona State University's Go Devils for our non-Arizona listeners.
correct. Yes. And it was awesome. So I'll pop that a million times. If you're unfamiliar with Hamilton and you might be like me and kind of think like, oh, okay, there's a lot of hype around this. There's no way it could possibly live up to the hype, which is kind of was my attitude going into it before I watched it. And then I was proven completely wrong, and it absolutely lived up to the hype. And but I also am one of the people that actually likes Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I do too.
So it was amazing, and I will say that the touring cast, in some ways, was even better because as much as I love Lin-Manuel Miranda, his voice isn't necessarily the best. So this Hamilton.
How often do you go to like a theater experience?
Not very often because I am not wealthy. But whenever I can. I saw Dear Evan Hansen a couple years back when it came to Gamage. I've been to a few Broadway shows. I saw Chicago on Broadway, and
they don't have like Fringe theater around here. It's usually those can be a little more affordable, right?
They do, and I've been to a couple of those like smaller
community stuff.
Yeah, occasionally now and then. But yeah, I'm into musicals. So, but yeah, it was awesome, and I've been listening to the soundtrack nonstop ever since. So for sure, if you can't get tickets to Hamilton when it's touring, watch it on Disney Plus because it's fantastic. And then the other thing that I checked out this week is What We Do in the Shadows came back for another season, which is on FX, but it's FX on Hulu, so you can watch it on Hulu, which is how I watch it. And for anyone who might not know, it's a TV series based on the movie What We Do in the Shadows with Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement. And it's, oh my gosh, it's so funny. And this season in particular, we see Guillermo, who's the familiar. He's the human that like helps out the vampires. He was revealed at the end of last season to be a vampire hunter.
Oh.
And it was kind of, his life was in limbo, like in jeopardy. Like they were debating whether or not they were going to kill him. And this season, we see him step into the role of the vampire's bodyguard.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's interesting because he plays a more significant role, like interacting with all the vampires.
So I watched the first couple episodes, I think. Is that the guy that like wants to be a vampire? Or
Yeah,
something?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants to be turned into a vampire. So he puts up with a bunch of abuse from the vampires in hopes that one day they'll turn him. And then he comes to find out that he's a descendant of Van Helsing and is an epic vampire killer.
Cool. Now
That's
I don't
pretty
have to
awesome.
watch the first season because you just told me
Pretty
all
much.
about it.
Recap. Anyway, so yeah, What We Do in the Shadows, hilarious. It's got, I think, the first 3 episodes. And speaking of Hulu, just real quick, I mentioned on the last episode, Only Murders in the Building.
Yes.
It just got picked up for another season.
Oh, that's
wow.
good.
So I'm super excited.
It is
about
still on my list at some point. I mean, my list's real long, girl. But
Oh,
it's on there.
I feel him.
It's on there.
I get it. Lucifer's been on my list for what, like 6 years?
I
Right.
definitely
Oh my
get all my
God.
suggestions here from you guys.
So I, as previously mentioned, bought that house, been moving, been painting. I honestly have not watched a lot of stuff this week, guys. But what I finally got to see was Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And I completely agree with you, Hayley. Top 5 Marvel movies.
The entire world is like, so it's that great.
It was so freaking good. Like, it's so unique. And I love the all Asian cast, or minus Bing Kingsley, obviously, which was a wonderful delight. But it's just, I mean, I cried. I was cracking up at the entire thing. The fight sequences are ridiculous. That fight scene on the bus blew my mind. And I saw some behind the scenes of it, and he did the majority of his own stunts, if not all of his own stunts for that film.
Yeah, I was watching some video of him training and like learning martial arts. And I was
Yeah.
like, you never would have been able to convince me that like he didn't grow up doing martial arts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought Aquafina was hilarious and amazing and also really just heartfelt in it.
Is this a good movie to watch if I don't have the Marvel background?
Yeah, because you
Cut
don't
that
need,
out, yes.
you do not need any sort of Marvel background going into this movie. You'll appreciate a couple Easter eggs if you do.
Exactly.
But other than that.
And then in the mid-credit scene, you might be like, who are those people? But beyond that, yeah, I mean, go into this, watch it like you're watching an action adventure movie, and it's honestly incredible.
Yeah, I'm really missing going to the movies because that's the only place I can watch it right now.
I want to talk about spoilers so bad. Okay, yes, go see this movie, Alex. Like, go see it.
Yeah, it was so good. I really, really want to see it again. And shout out to Morris for being the unsung hero of Shang-Chi, which you'll see. He's a little Pokemon-like creature that steals our
Oh my
hearts.
God, I leaned over to Andrew halfway through the movie, and I was like, can I have one?
He's like a little footstool with wings.
He is a footstool. He's
Yeah.
absolutely a furry footstool, and I want one, and he can live with me, and we'll be best friends. And that is all I watched this week, guys. Over to Nicole.
I finally got around to watching the morning show finale and definitely popping that because of just how it played out. So if you don't know the background or haven't listened to a previous episode where I talked about this show, the morning show is on Apple TV. It has Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, and Reese Witherspoon, and they're 3 anchors on what you would call like the Good Morning Show kind of. It's a spin-off a little bit on that, but theirs is called The Morning Show. And Steve Carell, who goes by Mitch on the show, he was accused of sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. So he has not been the main anchor, along with Jennifer Aniston, who goes by Alex on the show. And kind of randomly, Reese Witherspoon, who goes by Bradley on the show, comes into it because she went viral on Twitter, and the morning show production saw her and brought her on for an interview. And then she ended up just becoming the main anchor along with Jennifer Aniston. And Jennifer Aniston's kind of having a rough time getting through this whole losing her co-anchor and trying to get into the pace of being new co-anchors with Reese Witherspoon, Bradley. And so the finale is actually, Bradley is going to interview Mitch about the whole harassment and assault allegations. So Bradley goes to the victim's apartment because the victim, who's named Hannah, was also in the workforce there at the morning show, and she invited her up and they talked. It was kind of an off-the-record interview, but Bradley recorded it on her phone just so she can have information for this interview. And then later in the episode, spoilers, Hannah ends up killing herself.
Whoa.
She overdoses, and then Bradley thinks it's all her fault because of the pressure that she was putting on her to come out with her story, because she really ended up not wanting to talk much about it, but she ended up giving more than what she wanted to.
Dang.
And so, yeah, so she ends up not wanting to go through with the interview because she was going to be doing it behind Alex's back, which would have totally been a big storm coming. But that's pretty much how it ended, with all of them finding out that Bradley was not going to be doing the interview.
Interesting.
I wonder if this was like, this sounds like it's kind of loosely based on like the Matt Lauer scandal from like a few years ago, right? Because that was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, because NBC, as I've mentioned before, like with the Ronan Farrow thing, they kind of have a history of like sweeping sexual assault allegations
Just keep
under the
this,
rug.
whatever we got going.
And so, yeah, so
Forget
it's really
everything else.
interesting that, you know, like clearly this show would not have been on NBC for obvious reasons. So, yeah,
Yes.
interesting. I'm going to have to check this one out.
Yeah.
Add it to the list, the
Please
never-ending
do.
list.
It's
of things
honestly
to
so
watch.
good, and they're about an hour episode, and there's 10 episodes in the first season. The second season comes out September 17th, so I'm super
soon.
excited to
Liddy.
finally start it.
Ooh.
I know.
I remember when
Nice.
it came out, I was amped for it.
Did
I
you
was
watch
gonna
it?
ask you. Yeah. I was gonna
Oh,
ask
so
you
you
if
like
knew.
finished it all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you watched it.
No, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
See, Apple TV is like the one streaming service that I haven't gotten yet.
Same. I don't know how. Do I have to pay for this?
Yeah, but it's
So
cheap,
yes,
right?
but I got an iPad for Christmas. So like
Okay.
with that iPad and your new Apple subscription, you get a year free of Apple TV.
I mean,
so that's how
I just
got
bought
it.
a new iPhone. Maybe
I
I,
thought
should
it was
look
like
into
cheap
that.
too. It's
Yeah,
like
you
$8
should.
a month or
Yeah.
something.
I would say it's really
I
not
think
that
they put
bad
it on
after
my,
that.
like,
And I can
cell phone.
cast it like to my TV.
Yes, if you have like a
Okay.
Roku or something, yeah, there's
I
an Apple
sure
TV
do.
app.
Now we're like a commercial. Nicole, is this affordable? Why, yes, it is, Shauna. Can I cast
Apple
it to my
TV sponsor
TV?
us.
You can if you have a Roku.
See, like, yeah, there have been several shows on Apple TV. Like you mentioned Ted Lasso
Yes.
that I really want to watch. And then there's this new show coming out called Foundation with Lee Pace. It's like this epic sci-fi series. And I saw the commercials for that and I was like, oh crap. Like I got to bite the bullet and get this freaking
Just
app,
do
man.
it. Another one. All right, Alex, what are you popping and dropping and locking this week?
So yeah, mines aren't on Apple TV. They're on Netflix. So I watched Lucifer.
We discussed this pre-show. He's going to do the best he can to not spoil it for his greatest friend Shauna, because she hasn't gotten to watch it yet.
It's so I love Lucifer. I've always loved Lucifer
too.
since like season 1. I've if anything, I definitely pop it. If you like, crime dramas with
If you
some
like
comedy.
sexy British devilmen,
I mean, who doesn't?
obviously.
Oh my.
And so the 6th season, it's obviously if you watch the last season, the 5th season, it kind of ended completely different than what we're used to in the show. Like he's like the devil the entire show, and then all of a sudden he'd be like Is it okay to spoil that?
Okay, spoilers for part A final season of Lucifer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So then there's this whole new thing where that pretty much figuring that out. And the way that I enjoy it because it still feels like old school, like Lucifer, like season 1
Good.
Lucifer.
Okay, so not having zero knowledge of Lucifer, is he always a good guy?
Yes. I mean, okay.
I think he's a good guy. I would consider him a good guy.
He starts out in season 1. He's the devil, obviously. He comes to Los Angeles, honestly, because he's kind of just freaking bored with hell. He doesn't want his dad, God, to tell him what to do anymore.
What's worse than hell? Los Angeles.
Absolutely. And he's like, you know what? I don't want these expectations or these responsibilities anymore. He's not a bad guy, but he's just a party animal. He comes to Los Angeles and all he wants to do is boink any person he can and drink and party. And then he kind of seems to get bored with that.
Okay.
And meets somebody who brings him in a different direction.
Okay.
Yeah, he's acting wild. He has money. He's like, he owns this nightclub. All the biddies are coming by.
Yes.
He's singing in the middle of everybody.
Lucifer is a
piano.
bisexual icon, by the way. He boinks men and women in this show.
I mean, that
he
tracks,
loves
I
love.
imagine.
Yeah.
And he joins the police force as like a consultant, and so he's like helping the detective, Decker.
Who's the actor who plays Lucifer?
Tom Ellis.
Yeah, he real pretty.
Oh my goodness gracious, McGillicuddy. That is a handsome man.
And another reason I like the 6th season is because I feel like there's now like hell and like what it is more incorporated into like this storyline.
I'm so interested to see that, because another thing about Lucifer in this show is he's the devil. But I mean, if we go by it follows biblical teachings or word a lot. So it's like he is God's son. He was an angel.
He was
in the
cast
show,
out.
Yes, he was cast out of heaven for leading an uprising against his dad. Dear old dad.
Got it. Okay,
And,
interesting.
yeah.
Wait, so how does he then become God if God's his dad?
You gotta.
It's a whole thing.
Let's
I gotta
just
watch
say
it. All
that.
right, I gotta watch it.
I like to let people, enjoy it.
Okay, you guys are gonna hate me, but it's San Diego Comic-Con. I sat like 5 feet away from the whole cast of Lucifer at a panel, and I didn't watch the show at all. So I just was like on my phone.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. Tell me you at least looked up at Tom Ellis.
I did.
He cute.
Yeah,
tall,
absolutely.
apparently,
And
too.
Lauren Graham.
It stuck with
She
me.
cute too.
Which was that? That's the Decker?
Detective.
Yeah, she's.
Ah, man, so many shows I gotta watch.
I'm going to watch it this week after I get my office painted, which means nothing to anybody listening, but it's going to be bomb. Listen. Then
Someone's like, I'm just tuning in for office paint updates.
if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to get lots of office paint updates.
Office paint junkie.
Office paint junkie.
Hi, I'm Hayley the Brave, teacher and mom by day, cosplayer and pop culture junkie by, well, also by day. I'm obsessed with all things fandom and I love to talk about it. So join me and some of my friends as we geek out about TV, movies, music, and all the awesome things that make life worth living. Listen to my podcast, 30 Nerdy and Thriving, available now on all major streaming platforms.
I feel like a lot of stuff went down this week, guys. I don't know. It felt like a busy week. And I want to talk about all of it. I want to talk about most of it. Maybe not.
Okay.
We're going to talk about most of it. So, Nicole, start us off, girl. Give us the tea. Spill it all over us.
Okay. I want to talk about our boy, Steve from Blue's Clues.
Oh, he's my boy.
And his comeback. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're too young, go to bed.
For real.
You shouldn't be
Everywhere.
listening to Pop Culture Junkie podcast.
Like, I'm 23, I know I'm young, but I know what Blue's Clues is. I grew up on that. But anyways, so Steve from Blue's Clues came out with a video, and he pretty much apologized for kind of going MIA for a
Yes.
very long time and said that he had to do his own thing and kind of just do what was best for him. He said he went to college, graduated, he's now just living his life, and he kind of just made us all feel good about the times that we're in, because
Yes.
he was like, we're all in the same boat right now. We're all paying our student loans, but hey, look at you go. You're doing you. We all made it this far. Just keep going because you look good and we're
We
all
all
here
still
together.
look incredible.
Yes.
And
That
he
was how
said,
we ended it.
I
And I was just like,
never
"Ah."
forgot you.
Yes.
And like you guys are you got me through my life back then and you're still getting me like through my life now.
Yes.
And like what was really funny was I was like, when did Blue's Clues come out? And I looked it up. It's 1995. And I was 8 years old,
Yeah,
which
you
is
were-
entirely too old to be watching Blue's Clues. Like
Not
that
at
show is
all.
probably made for like
No.
4-year-olds.
I
That
was
was me.
7 and 6.
Yeah.
I was 6.
I
I
definitely
watched
watched it.
I
for,
was
like,
not even
the-
born.
I watched it for like all of Steve's run. So
Yeah.
I was
Same.
probably like 12 years old by the time I got done watching that. But it was so funny because it was so nostalgic. And so like I was like, I am not getting teary-eyed over this Blue's Clues video.
Right.
So I have to figure this out because for me, like earlier this year, I've been thinking about Steve and Blue's Clues. Like I even watched the first episode like months ago. Did you guys this year have some sort of like? Because is it just me? Because
Okay, so no judgment here, but I watch Nickelodeon at night because Friends is always on at night. So that's what I fall asleep to. I don't turn my TV off. I know that's bad, but whatever.
What?
And I wake up and Blue's Clues is on. Yeah, like I said, don't judge, but sometimes I'll just sit there and watch it, and I'm just
Because
like,
it
this is
just
just not the
feels so
same.
good.
But it's just not the same
I
either.
love watching it with my kids. So Josh is the current one,
Yes,
right?
okay,
And then
so there
Joe
was
is the
Steve.
one.
And then Steve's brother, quote unquote, took over when he went to college. And now there's another guy.
Yeah.
And it was like the cousin or something now.
Wow.
So my daughter started watching it with Joe, and then my son is now watching it with Josh. So I've had like the 3 different, hosts. But I distinctly remember Steve. I remember that episode where Steve went to college.
Yeah,
I
my
remember
whole life.
watching that as a kid and being like devastated.
Where is
Yeah.
he going?
That's
Yeah.
it. That's all I thought. That's kind of where I left it. I was like, my whole life for the rest of my life was just like, oh yeah, he's in college.
He's
Yeah.
been in college for a really long time.
Yeah.
Well, and what's funny is the guy, the real guy. I watched a thing because he got into music. He was doing music for a while, and I watched like an interview with him. This was like several years ago about why he left and how he just felt the need to pursue other things and wanted to kind of experience his life and grow up a little bit. And he talked about how he would like even after he left, he would be driving down the street and he'd see like Blue's Clues balloons outside for a birthday party, and he'd just like show up and go into the kids' house and be
my
like, "Hey, happy
God.
birthday!" And he's like, "I never like." He's like, people assumed that I was like bitter about it or I didn't appreciate my time, and he's like, I never felt that way.
See, that's the thing. I
always was
hate that
grateful for it.
assumption. It's just because you move on from something that you hate it. And that's not it. It's just you grow, you pursue other things. It's like, I'm sure the guy had other career aspirations. Like I talked about a couple weeks ago, I watched The Orange Years. And it said that when he showed up to audition for this thing, that he was kind of like a punk rock kid who just didn't have any idea about kids shows. But he was just delightful and they hired him. So I'm sure his life goal wasn't like, I'm going to be a kids show host.
Yeah.
But he's just so freaking good at it. So eventually it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm going
Kinda
to try
come
other
full
things,
circle
but I
that he's
still
come
loved
back.
it. I still loved it.
Yeah.
It was the 25th anniversary, which is probably why we all
Okay, that makes sense.
of us,
Wow, that's pretty much like a whole
at our different
lifetime.
age groups.
Have
yes.
seen it.
I want to talk about our girl, Britney Spears. I love how we always say that. Our girl, our guy. Like they're just back
Yes.
there. They're like, thanks. Thanks, guys. Britney Spears is engaged.
Finally.
So a lot of people were speculating that she wasn't allowed to get engaged. I don't know how that works. I don't know the legal blah, blah, blah around that. But her and Sam Asghari, I'm going to say his name is, are engaged. So they met on the 2016 set of Slumber Party, one of her music videos. They've been together for years. I mean, he shows up in a lot of her very interesting Instagram videos for everybody who's a Britney Insta
And
follower.
her Instagram is like deleted. It's like it went MIA. Like there's no user not found, no post.
Wow.
And
for
people are
Britney?
yeah, and people are like,
What?
wait, what happened?
Breaking
Like
news.
so I saw this one guy posted on Twitter and he's like, calm down, everybody. Like she accidentally set her gym on fire one time, so she probably accidentally deleted her Instagram
Oh
account.
my God, that wouldn't
It's
surprise
okay.
me in the slightest.
But I don't know. No one knows.
That doesn't shock me. It shocks me, but it doesn't shock me. This girl posts the same Instagram picture 4 times in a row. She definitely deleted it on accident.
For sure.
She'll be back.
But also she's engaged and she's got a huge rock and she's getting married.
Good for her.
Super hot guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we stan it.
Speaking of hot guy, I don't know if you guys saw the hot guy trailer, but
The hot guy show is coming out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got to talk about it because it's Christmassy. It's set at Christmas time. It's coming out Thanksgiving weekend, right? Or Thanksgiving week or whatever, the 24th of November. And it got me all up in my feels. Like, I did not expect to feel so many emotions with Hawkeye because I like Hawkeye. I've always kind of liked Hawkeye, and I like Jeremy Renner, maybe because he kind of looks like my husband. But I wouldn't consider myself like pumped for the Hawkeye series. But I think I got emotional for a couple of reasons. One, it's like family and Christmas time and the holidays, and that's just fantastic. And I think we're due for like a Marvel Christmas something.
I agree. Like when I watched it, it kind of like I can't believe we haven't done that before.
Yeah, because Iron Man 3 was like the last holiday anything. And that even then it wasn't super Christmassy. So that was awesome. But then also, I don't know, it just hit me. I was like, he's one of the original 6. Like he's been there since the beginning. And now he's finally getting his story. It's making me feel the way I felt about the Black Widow movie. Like it's long overdue and well deserved.
Yeah. I get that. Like, and I feel that too. I was disappointed in the Black Widow movie, not upon initial viewing, but now that I think back on it, I'm like, that wasn't as good as it could have been, especially after seeing Shang-Chi. I leaned over to my husband and I'm like, they did Black Widow dirty. They could have given her this.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say I didn't like it, but like, and now the Hawkeye series, like the trailer left me a little underwhelmed. I'm a huge Christmas stan, so I'm here for it.
Me too.
I'm obsessed with Christmas, lights and music. And I start listening to Christmas music in like October. It's almost time. But I don't know. I don't know.
See, I'm excited to get the story of his time as Ronin. Because we didn't really see that.
That's true.
In Endgame, we know that he is Ronin and that he's gone.
But how did he get there? How did he make that decision? Yeah.
Right. And who were the people he was interacting with? And
Is that like another mantle or something?
Yeah, that was his name when he was the assassin during the snap.
Yeah.
So the idea of this series is going to be now those people that he was killing are coming back for revenge. And he's going to have to go deal with that. But then along the way, he links up with Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
Who is a young
Hawkeye stan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I like that too. I like the younger generation, the kind of passing of the torch, and that it's a girl, which is awesome.
I do think this will probably be his last hurrah as Hawkeye. And and like you're saying, pass the torch to her. One question I have for you. Where the hell was Linda Cardellini?
Yeah, I know.
Are they divorced?
It showed the daughter.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And they were like, it's so good to have the family together. And I'm like, where's your wife?
Right. Yeah.
Like, that distracted me the whole time.
I had the same thought. I'm like, did they not have did they not bring her back? Because that would be messed up. Like if the continuity of that would really bug me.
They would have to explain, your mom and I got a divorce, something. Because otherwise it's just like, they made such a big deal in Avengers 2 that he had a freaking wife.
Yeah, right. And then that would be really disappointing too if they got a divorce, like, because they were the only like family unit, prior to Tony and Pepper. They were the only family unit. So yeah, but anyway, I'm super excited for Hawkeye. And I just feel like we're being fed so much Marvel content this year that I can't process it all.
Yes.
But whatever. #blessed. I don't care. Bring it on.
Keep feeding me. I'm not full yet.
Yes.
So I think something that's been taking over the news for the past couple of days is the VMAs. Well, it maybe was the VMAs for about 2 seconds until the Met Gala happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that just completely shook the world, as it usually does. But now that we're all, God, as much as I want to say post-pandemic, mid to end pandemic.
Hopefully, maybe.
The Met Gala has been taking over the news. So I want to talk about the Met Gala. I want to talk about what it means, the commentary behind it. Like, how do we all feel about it?
I have thoughts. have thoughts.
Okay. Thoughts, Hayley.
Okay. My biggest issue with the Met Gala, so I never really, I've obviously have known that this is a thing for a while, but I didn't really know like what it was for. I just thought, whatever, fashion show. And I saw someone saying, oh, well, this is for charity. And so then I'm like, okay. And I look it up. And like the charity, though, is like for the Met and for like fashion. And I'm like, can we call that charity, though? Like, I don't know if I can call that charity if the money is going to like the Met. And
If the money's going to the place that's putting it on and holding it.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I call that charity. Granted, okay, you can say the importance of art and fashion and all of that in culture and in society, for sure. Absolutely. But for me, anyway, when I think charity and I look at the sheer amount of money being spent on the fashion and the ticket to the Met Gala
like,
and whatever.
$35,000 for a ticket or something stupid like that. Ugh.
I can't help but think, where else could that money go? And I saw a tweet today that was like, watching the coverage of the Met Gala feels like I'm in one of the other districts watching District 1 in the Hunger Games.
You're watching the Capitol.
Right. Yeah, you're watching the Capitol and it really is, because with the high fashion and the weird whatever. So I don't know. I feel disconnected. And I know I text you guys. I'm like either I'm too basic or I'm not basic enough to really appreciate the Met Gala. Because I know everybody was just freaking out about it. And I was like, I don't know. And then the other thought I had was, as a cosplayer, all I could think about was how uncomfortable these people were.
I was like, God, they're so uncomfortable.
Someone get Dan Levy out of that globe. Like, there is no way he can be comfortable in that. So I thought that was kind of funny, too. I'm like, how long do they have to be in these things? Because they cannot.
There's no way they can sit and eat in these things at any point.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe I'm too like lowbrow to appreciate it. But overall, I'm like, I don't know why we care.
I feel like these institutions do that. It's an art museum. And I feel like they throw their galas and then people support the museum and what it's doing by fundraising for it. But yeah, you're right. I never thought of it that way because I thought this is just another event. But yeah, it's just going right back to it. And what else can that, if it is $35,000, what else can that be spent for? But, one hopes that maybe the museum has some sort of program, maybe that helps
supports the arts in local
some
school
sort of
districts or in colleges. Okay, as a fan of pop culture, obviously, and I'm a fan of fashion, I like looking at pictures of the celebrities in their Met Gala outfits. Like, I won't lie, I saw Lil Nas X, and I definitely retweeted it and was like, he looks amazing, which he did, and I was totally dying over it. And I told y'all, I have a painting of Gaga in her Met Gala outfit hanging in my office.
Yeah.
Most iconic entrance ever.
I like Lil Nas X's outfit because that was legit a performance. Like coming in and having these different stages and the costume, because it is a costume.
It's a costume ball.
Right.
Yeah. And I love that he just said, F you gender standards, as he usually does, comes in a dress, gets to a suit of armor, and then goes into a bodysuit. It's just the feminine and masculine dichotomy there, back and forth, and I loved it.
So who were your favorites? Was Lil Nas X the best, the winner of the night? Because I really liked Hayley Steinfeld, right? Who is from the Hawkeye series. That's her name?
Yes, yes.
So I really liked her because she didn't look anything like herself. And again, as a cosplayer, I was like, way to go. Way to transform and look nothing like you. And then I liked Pete Davidson's, which
that was cool.
It was really simple, but I'm like, that guy normally straight up looks like a crackhead. And he cleaned up really well. I was like, this is the first time I was like,
well, his outfit was actually a tribute to his father who did pass away in 9/11.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Cool. He was wearing a necklace that was in tribute to him.
I really liked his fit. It was dope.
I like that. So I don't know, who are your favorites?
I mean, I feel like everybody wore their own type of blanket.
Everyone was very cold in the middle of September.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. I loved Billie Eilish's. I'm sure Nicole and I agree. I saw A$AP Rocky and Rihanna come in together.
Yes, they look so.
In a cereal blanket?
Yeah.
His Captain Crunch blanket.
Yeah, I thought that was cool too. Yeah, it definitely looks like some Captain Crunch.
So it was like, he just rolled out of bed and was like, yo, Grandma, can I borrow this blanket?
Good for him. Here for it.
Yeah, gobstopper.
Pandemic fashion at its height.
Yeah, but then they have images of him with it off. And underneath it's just this cool, comfortable tuxedo. He's wearing a tuxedo comfortably. Yeah. So he has his shirt open.
He looked good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
My favorite of the evening was a YouTuber named Nikki Tutorials. I'm a fan of hers, and I watch her on Instagram a lot. That's how I first discovered her. And then I started following her on YouTube. She's a trans woman, and she paid tribute to Marsha P. Johnson, who was one of the first people at Stonewall to throw one of the first bricks to start the riot. So Marsha P. Johnson is a trans woman of color, and there's this iconic picture of her with this flower crown on, which is kind of like the main image of Marsha. And so Nikki Tutorials wore this like flower crown, and then she posted something earlier in the day where she paid tribute personally to Marsha P. Johnson. So I thought that like the theme being America, and it's like or America fashion, America history or whatever, like paying tribute to trans and LGBTQ rights. She was absolutely my favorite. And she just looked beautiful too. The dress.
And her dress says "Pay It No Mind," which is kind of interesting.
Oh, she just looked amazing. I want to talk about my least favorite of the night. My least favorite of the night is Cara Delevingne. She really thought she was doing something here.
This is Peg the Patriarchy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she had this shirt on or top that said "Peg the Patriarchy." Slight trigger warning upcoming, but I just thought the entire outfit was disgusting. So it felt a little.
What's that mean? Peg the patriarchy?
Okay, I think what she was trying to say was "fuck the patriarchy," but by using the term "peg," she made it was super just anti-gay, like. And okay, first of all, some people use pegging as a term of pleasure. So if you're saying peg the patriarchy, it's like you're shaming those who peg people.
Also, I saw a thing that showed her kind of her family and like where she comes from, and they were like, "Girl, you come from the patriarchy. Like
Yeah.
you're like
So
your
the
whole family
patriarchy-
is the
Benefit
patriarchy."
Is that
from
like
the
the rich
patriarchy.
people or
the
something? I don't know.
patriarchy is the
I'm
overarching
dumb.
theme that men, especially cis white men, control society.
Right.
So if
Yeah,
you're
I didn't even
screwing the
notice.
patriarchy, yes, I'm here for that. But if you're using a term that is also a little rapey, honestly, it's a little non-consensual, like let's do a sexual act that's non-consensual against the patriarchy.
Right.
I don't know. The whole thing.
She thought she was like really doing something.
She really thought
and she was not.
She
That's what
was
I mean,
not.
yeah.
She was doing the opposite. It's just like white performative feminism that's just disgusting, I think.
Well, that happens a lot.
It
Yeah.
really does. And like, I don't know. It was very
There's a lot,
disappointing to see that.
And I know I read a lot of the commentary like around AOC's like tax the rich thing, you know, and some people being like, yeah, she's saying even though I'm rich, tax me, and other people were like, you know, she's allowed to still have her platform even if you know she paid $35,000 for her ticket in or whatever, or if she was invited. And I'm like, you know, I see both sides of that. But again, kind of the performative nature a little bit for
Yeah,
me.
that's him.
Is I'm like, it's one thing to say that,
but then do something.
but then do something, and then also like I don't know, don't be part of, you know, the freaking
rich.
Hunger
But I mean,
Games.
like-
Like I go back and forth with AOC's a lot too, and I can see both sides because I have a lot of respect for her, and I feel like she does a lot. And then I heard that her ticket was gifted to her, but still, it's like you are here amongst the
Yeah.
1%.
But I mean, like that was the theme of the party, right? Like come in and, you know, talk your ish about or whatever you feel about America.
in America or something. Yeah,
And you know, but
And
on the
it is
other
a
side,
performance.
exactly. Tax
Everybody
the rich is
performs.
exactly what Americans, especially that 1%, needs to hear.
yeah. So some people were like, oh, it was really brave and bold of her
Yeah.
to wear that, surrounded by, you know, the 1% of society. But then I'm like,
Yeah.
is it though?
I'm
don't
not
know.
here for performative gestures. I'm not here for homophobic statements blanketed as feminism.
Fashion too,
as fashion,
a
and as
fashion statement.
don't be homophobic pretending to be feminist or fashionable.
Imagine
That
doing it
ain't
with that, like, oh, look at me, I look so good. Just, you know, and sorry. Yeah, that just triggers something.
Oh man, but shifting away from political commentary, back to fashion. Nicole, what are your thoughts, girl?
Okay, so first I just want to mention my best.
Oh, obvi.
I'll kind of just go through them. My first one is going to be Emma Chamberlain. She's a YouTuber, and this is her first Met Gala, and she was so cute in her interview because in one interview they were like, why are you excited to be here? And she's like, I can finally get to see what is inside. And it's like, yeah, because that's a mystery. But anyways, my
Her
second
dress looked like straight up like jewels.
she looked
Oh,
gorgeous.
that was cute. I
She
saw
was
her and I didn't know who she
stunning.
was, but I liked the dress.
And then my top is, honestly, if you don't know this by now, you have not been listening, is going to be Billie Eilish
She
because
looked
she
gorgeous.
looked
It was amazing.
incredible.
She did look awesome.
Now, my other best dress, which she's not like one of my favorites, so this isn't being biased, but I honestly thought Kendall Jenner looked stunning. in her
She looked
outfit.
so good.
She looked beautiful. And then my worst dress, which will be Addison Rae, who wore a Tom Ford dress, which was worn by Kourtney Kardashian during Christmas time.
Ugh.
And
Outfit repeat.
awkward,
yeah, it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and then-
no, this looked like something you would like turn down at Dillard's.
Oh, that's boring.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then yes, Kim Kardashian looked terrible.
What was with that?
I want to say she was one of my favorites.
really?
Really?
Yep, and I don't like Kim
Is it because she
Kardashian.
covered her face?
Maybe, honestly,
and you
girl.
just couldn't see her?
Honestly, when I first saw that image, I didn't know who it was. Someone just posted it in a meme, which was my first time seeing it. And I was like, who the heck is that? And then honestly, looking at her body,
Yeah.
I was like, that has to be Kim Kardashian. I thought it was just bold and ridiculous, which is
Did she explain like the purpose behind it?
If you look back at her previous posts, I saw a TikTok today, and I don't know if this has any correlation with what's been going on with her, but she stepped out the other day in an outfit very, very
With a
similar
mask,
to this, with the
yeah.
black mask. And her Instagram profile picture is black. Kanye's Instagram picture is black, and he's only following people with black, like the black color Instagram.
I didn't know it was like a Kanye.
So I don't know if there's any type of correlation between that, or if that's all just like kind of ironic.
oh
that
no,
this
they
is
definitely all
happening.
planned that.
Yes, and I think she had another thing happen before, like the one that we just mentioned, just her going out in this all black suit or whatever, that she was wearing something kind of similar to that along the way.
Interesting.
So
I
there's
did see
definitely
like the
something
leather
coming.
gimp mask looking thing that she wore, honestly. But I don't know. I thought it was striking and ridiculous, and it kind of reminded me of something Gaga would wear, just like shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of here for it.
They had Kanye next to her, right? Because they were together.
No,
I
it
thought I
wasn't
saw them
Kanye.
No.
together.
It was not Kanye. If you look at the body, that is not Kanye's body.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not his nose. I literally examined this picture. I was like, that cannot be Kanye.
The Nicole
She
magnifying
wrote,
glass.
I guess on her Instagram, she put, "What's more American than a T-shirt head to toe?"
I did notice that when I zoomed in on her picture, it almost looked like she was just wearing a black freaking t-shirt.
It's very odd.
Yeah. I don't know. It was odd, which
it
is
did
why I'm
inspire-
kind of here for
It
it.
inspired a heck ton of memes,
There you
which
go.
I'm very grateful for because that's really what I'm on the internet for is memes. So all the like, oh, and then who was the guy with the like creepy animatronic looking baby? Can we talk about that?
Oh,
for a
Frank
second?
Ocean.
What was with
I
Frank
love Frank
Ocean's
Ocean.
creepy
Wait,
was
green
that the green
animatronic
one? Yeah,
baby?
yeah, that was Frank Ocean. Wait,
What
it
was
Frank?
that?
I think
I'm
it was
going to
Frank
Google
Ocean.
that right
Yeah.
now.
What I heard it was
Yeah.
something. It was like promo for maybe an album or something he's got going on. Is a robot baby, and I have had nightmares ever since.
Yeah, Frank
Oh,
Ocean.
that's a thing that happened.
I don't know.
I liked his fit, but yeah, that was like, what is he doing with that baby thing?
It's a fashion baby. Listen, who amongst us hasn't ever carried a baby for the sake of #fashion?
Dude, both my babies are fashion babies. Have you seen them? They're
Do you-
gorgeous.
They are really cute. Do you want to have another kid? Absolutely. Why? For the sake of fashion.
If it was a robot, sure.
A hip
turn it off.
accessory.
It's my accessory.
Oh man, what's more American than an accessory baby?
Right? The truest words have been spoken.
Thank you for joining us in another episode of Pop Culture Junkie. Oh my God, you guys listened to another one.
Wow.
That's so nice of you. Please keep doing that. We really appreciate it. Be sure to check us out recording live at the Be My Secret Cars and Anime Con on October 9th at Rawhide Event Center in Chandler, Arizona. Register at www.bemysecret.net. On that note, where can the people find y'all, fellow junkies?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Nicole_Eldridge and on Twitter at NAEldridge14.
You can find me, Hayley, on Instagram at 30nerdythriving and on Twitter at 30nerdypod.
I'm at ALCASNUN on Instagram and Twitter.
You can find me, Shauna, at Shauna Trinidad, SHAUNATRINIDAD on Twitter and Instagram. Please make sure to follow us, like, subscribe, download, leave us reviews wherever you download and listen to your podcasts. Be sure to check out our website at popculturejunkie.com. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/popculturejunkiepodcast. We're on Twitter at popjunkies and Instagram at pop.culturejunkies. Come back next week for another hit of pop culture.
Pop Culture Junkie is a production of Pop Culture Entertainment Group. All rights reserved.